जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Now, most people who are in corporate jobs tend to feel very upbeat, full of energy. They have this vibe going in their life on a Friday evening. Not so much for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. It's been an uneasy outing at the office, playing away from home, staring at, a terrible end for them. It's not been a great first half for them. They won the toss, chose to bat first and managed only 121 in their allotted 20. 121 for 8. Rahul Tripathi tried his darndest best, contributing 34. Amnolpreet Singh brought into the lineup for today, scored 31. Abdul Samad might have scored 21. Very, very crucial runs. 21 not out for him. He had a couple of lusty blows towards the end against Jaydev Unadkat. The rest of the batting card didn't show much. 121 for 8 in an IPL game on a Friday evening. Who would have thought? All of us were left scratching our foreheads saying, what's happening? What pitch is this?
Firstly, I'm searching for Simon Dool, and who was it? Simon Catich, was it?
Yeah, the pitch report.
Yeah, the pitch report. I'm sorry, I'm going to make a few phone calls tonight.
No, but don't say go back, Simon. That's controversial.
That last happened in the 1930s with Gandhiji. Well played. No, but to be honest with you, I think this is a perfect example of a team getting bushwhacked. Coming out here expecting something and getting something totally different. They would have seen the video, watched this last match, seen the pitch and said, okay, this is the team, this is what we're going to do. And if you just look at the two teams and the way they're constructed, you can make out that Lucknow knew exactly what this ground was going to do. The moment Amit Mishra was in, okay, you didn't even keep somebody like a Quinton de Kock. You kept somebody who's more of a power player like Michael Stoinis. They knew this pitch, how it's going to play. And I don't think Sunrisers knew.
Well, Gautam Gambhir sort of seemed to know exactly what he was doing. No Markwood in the lineup. All of us were shocked when we saw the lineup, but clearly he knew exactly what he wanted and the curator responded.
Yeah, it worked well, didn't it? And I think you're right, because the first game was a completely different pitch where it suited the fast bowlers. They were able to score 190 odd runs. Everyone's saying, right, fast, big outfield, right, great for fast bowlers. We're going to take some of the grass off. It's going to be a low, slow turning pitch. And they were able to use their bowlers really well. I mean, I think they only bowled 6 overs of pace in the end.
Yep.
So 14 overs of spin. And that's mainly the main thing. And Krunal Pandya was excellent in the first 10 overs.
I hung out with the Hindi Cricbuzz live team for a while and I asked Rajat Bhatia for his reaction on this pitch. He said, Gautam Gambhir, Eden Gardens in those days, similar things used to happen.
You said the same thing,
Exactly the same thing. This is that kind of pitch. And if you see what they've done, who are the fast bowlers? Kyle Mayers bowled one bowl over where he actually tried to bowl fast.
13 overs of spin.
Yeah, no, it's 14 overs of spin. 13 overs of spin, yeah. But Yash Thakur and Jaydev Unadkat are not exactly bowling fast. They were taking pace off the ball. All of them were bowling their slow ones, digging it into the pitch. Sometimes it's like looping over those slow bouncers. So this, everyone was taking, except for that first over from Kyle Mayers, they took pace off the ball all 19 overs. And that's the thing. What I'm thinking about is there are a few things there. So you got your team wrong. Clearly, SRH got the team wrong. They didn't read the pitch well. There are a few other things you need to look at. Twos. She raised a very vital issue, Lisa. Only 4 twos. When the ball is not going to the boundary, you've got to be running faster and harder. You've got to be challenging the field. That didn't happen, Lisa.
No, and the other thing is, so I understand that wickets fell. And from the 10th over, you had that partnership with Washington Sundar and Rahul Tripathi. Right? But even then, there were so many dot balls with that partnership. From the 10th over mark right to the end, 24 dots in the last 10 overs. Now, in a big ground, you should at least be getting a runner ball and at least hitting the sweepers left and right to at least pick up a 2. But that's what they weren't doing. I know when it's really low and slow, it is hard, but they could have gone a little bit earlier as well. That means Abdul Samad could have come in and faced maybe 20 balls, and who knows what he would have been able to get.
Guys, if we can see this sitting thousands of kilometers away, There is an army of people in the support staff. Brian Lara is there as well. When you see your batsman not really going for the singles, not keeping the scoreboard ticking, why can't a message be sent in?
I'm sure the message was sent. It cannot be that the message is not sent. So they might have been trying to force the pace. But for example, I'll give you an example. I think it was 16th or 17th over when Rahul Tripathi first tries his reverse sweep against Amit Mishra. Hits the ball for 4. Now my point is not that that was not a good shot. That's a very good shot. Why were more such shots not tried? What does Rahul Tripathi normally do? He moves forward, moves back, changes the length, steps out outside.
He's a busy cricketer.
He's a busy cricketer. None of that happened today. And the other thing is, when you have a situation like that, you're thinking of left, right. Abdul Samad is the one player who can power the ball. Because you're not going to get too much timing on a pitch like this. That means the ball will sort of sit up and you have to use all your power to hit it out of the ground. That is Samad's strength. Domestic cricket, low slope pitches, he can whack it out of the ground. He, I felt, got too few balls to play today. He came in way too late.
And so the lesson, Lisa, is it about not being too inflexible in this format? You can't go in with just plan A.
Well, no, you can't. In T20 cricket, you can't go in with plan A or B.
Exactly.
You have to have a C and D, really. You have to be, and even if you do have those plans, things change so rapidly. It could be an over, it could be a couple of balls, it could be one shot, and you've got to be able to think on your feet really quickly. So the more fluid, I guess, teams are, and a captain who goes with their gut and stays calm and can make those calls out there in the middle when all of this is going to be successful in T20 cricket.
I suppose they just couldn't recover from that Krunal Pandya spell. Right at the start in the power play, he picked up 3 wickets. Markram got an absolute peach.
I mean, just to get off a plane from South Africa and to get that first ball, you just feel for the man that what are you going to do? But look, that's the thing. The last 2 matches, the first match, you're looking at him, his first match, second match, and saying he's batting early at 4, he's not giving them the results. They were not bowling him as well because they didn't need to bowl him on pitches like that. Suddenly he comes in today, this pitch just suits him to a T, and what might have happened is Lucknow might have discovered a formula of how to play at home. That's really important. Not play their really fast bowlers. They know how to play this pitch. Get Amit Mishra in. Come on, the man's taking a diving catch in the outfield. What more do you want?
40-year-old young man doing his thing, loving this opportunity.
Exactly. And what I was thinking about is who he grew up and they were under the same coach, coached all their life together with Gautam Gambhir. And Gautam must be thinking, hey, I can also go and do that. Maybe I should. And given the way he plays
pitch, that type of pitch, he would have chased it down.
I saw you watching that Krunal spell and you seem to enjoy it a fair bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, a spinner is a spinner, true at heart, and the fact that he was able to get the ball in the right areas. And I look back to last year and it wasn't his year. He found it quite difficult leaving Mumbai and going to a new side. Only picked up 10 wickets. His best figures last year was 3 for 19. So he's already bettered it in the second game this year. So that's really important for him because he has to be an important player within this side.
What was that Harry Brooks shot? He wouldn't want to see the replay.
We said in the com box, if you're going to leave your safe haven, go down swinging, boy. Like, come on. Don't poke around. That you're causing yourself a lot of problems if you do that.
LSG, you've got to believe 122 is chaseable. Regardless of what the pitch is, it might look like it's a bit of a minefield because, they have the players to do their job with the bat. They won their first game at home on this very pitch because of Mark Wood's fantastic bowling. This time, the batting's got to come good. 122 on this pitch, clearly they are the happier team. But does SRH have a chance against this kind of batting lineup?
Look, every team has a chance, but it's a very low chance because what they're going to do is what I think couldn't be done, which they probably didn't understand how much it was you have to use the first 4-5 overs. You have to use the 4-5-6 overs. And secondly, I think there's a lot of spinners. They could bring in Mayank Markanday as well. They could have 4 spinners. But I still think the quality of spinners that Lucknow had with them perhaps is slightly better than the quality of spinners these people have. The third thing I'll tell you is, what does Romari Shepherd do as well? Low, slow pitches, whack it out of the ground. Stoinis, they're not timing batsmen, they're just brute strength batsmen. And those are batsmen that survive better because when the ball sits up, you need to hit it out of the ground. You need strength. Yeah. And I think they are better prepared and have been better chosen for the game that was there today. Whether they do it or not is a moot point, but I think it's hugely in their favor.
What about the man in form, Kyle Mayers? Consecutive half centuries. It's a bit of a surprise that I'm sure he was surprised himself that he got to open the innings in the absence of QDK. At this point, he seems undroppable, and they need him to keep going to ensure there are no stutters along the way. It's just 122 to chase.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because I think Harsha and I were on the game where he played against Chennai, and we wanted to see how he'd go against spin. He's going to be tested again because this pitch obviously will help the spinners, and there won't be as much pace. Can he go from ball one? He did struggle in that at his second innings against Chennai. Then he got going. So, I mean, he's on cloud nine because he's probably thinking, I didn't think I'd even play in the 11, and I've got my opportunity because of the fact that Quinton de Kock hasn't been able to come down and to India in time. So he's got to take another opportunity. I think the message will be absolutely capitalise on the first six. As the field restrictions are there, the ball is hard, we've got to go hard. You've got to almost get 55 and then, so you don't allow any wiggle room. Because if you try and go at the same pace and then you lose a clump of wickets in the middle, and the spinners will own that period of time. And you never know, we could get a close game.
So therefore, important from a Hyderabad perspective that Washington Sundar and Adil Rashid put their hand up and say, listen, let's control the power play. Give us the ball in the power play. Let's make a match out of this.
Both of them have bowled in the power play. Both of them bowled for their country in the power play. So they can bowl in the power play. Point is that ball being harder, it's not going to be that easy for them to bowl as well. And remember, the Lucknow batsmen be well aware what they need to do. They just need to hit them out of the attack. They hit them out in the first 6 overs, get 60-70, and then just cruise, play the ball through to the end.
The matchups could be in Hyderabad's favour as well. Washington Sundar against left-handers is an interesting story as well. You've got Kyle Mayers. There's Puran as well as Krunal Pandya. Lucknow will be hoping Krunal Pandya doesn't have to bat. That's if they don't bat him at number 4. They've got to just do the basics right, LSG?
Yeah, they do. This game is there for the taking for them. And it doesn't matter what Washington Sundar does. There hasn't been enough runs been put on the board to have that scoreboard pressure where they feel that they have to go. But they need to be chasing this total like it's 150. And if they do that, then they should win comfortably in the 13th, 14th over.
LSG have won just twice in the history of their short journey in the IPL. But they've got to believe 122 is very much chaseable without any stutters along the way. Adil Rashid, 3 in the power play. Just go all in. Don't save up his overs. Why wait for the death overs? Because you may not have death overs.
The only problem is that while the ball is hard, it's more difficult for them. They have no protection at all. So they'll try and get at least 1 over. Bhuvneshwar is a great bowler under any conditions. They'll give him, he'll go straight stump to stump and hope that they make a mistake. They will definitely throw the power play ball to one of the spinners, but I'm not. It may not be 4 overs out of 6 because if you do that also, you'll run out of steam. Who bowls after that? Interesting will be the impact substitute because it has to be Mayank Markandeya under the circumstances.
Yep, KL Rahul is another talking point as well. But for now, let's talk about this impact player issue. Ayush Badoni has come in. Clearly, LSG have strengthened their batting. They've put Amit Mishra out. Hyderabad, they've got Mayank Dagar who can bowl off spin and Markandeya who can bowl leg spin. So he's the one that's most likely to come in.
I think so. I think your leggy is always so valuable in T20 cricket. Just also because he can also skid it on out the front of the hand, and when you're expecting the ball to spin, sometimes it's the straight ones you miss.
KL Rahul versus Bhuvneshwar Kumar is the other matchup that we must talk about. He's not been dismissed by Bhuvneshwar Kumar yet, but he doesn't really score at a fast rate. So you reckon KL Rahul should take his time, use this opportunity to regain form?
Look, I don't think they'll take unnecessary risks, but they will play exactly as Riza said. They'll play that the target's 150, 160. Get 60 on the board while the ball is hard. I think that's a lesson they've also learned. They've been watching what these people are doing and they realize run fast, hit fast, take all the risks you want in this 6 overs where the ball is hard. You cannot wait for the ball to go soft.
I've just been told that Fazal Haq Farooqi has been brought in for Rahul Tripathi. We can go on and on talking about various theories, Lisa, but Gautam Gambhir has something else on his mind. Fazal Haq Farooqi.
No, not Gautam Gambhir. Lara.
Sorry, Ryan Lara. It's confusing sometimes.
you're doing what I'm doing. I forget which one's in which team. Yeah, interesting. But I guess he also bowls a few cutters and things like that. So maybe they think bowling into the pitch as well for fast bowlers will be effective. But, I mean, Unadkat did that at the end and he got whacked out of the park, didn't he?
He was the only guy who got whacked out of the park.
122 is the target for the Lucknow Super Giants to win their second game. This is their third game, the second at home. And I'd like to think they believe they can chase this down easily. What's not easy is a prediction on this pitch. Power play.
52.
Okay.
I'll also go high, 58, because if they have to do it, they'll do it fast.
They're just asking for an early finish so that they can go home. That's what it is.
Oh, he's got us.
Nothing to do with cricket. I may have jinxed it by saying what I just did, but how about 30 for 4? Let's have a last ball finish. Reverse jinx. Regardless of what happens, Joy and I will be joining you on Cricbuzz Combox at the end of the 10-over mark. Who knows, we might have an earlier finish before that. We'll find out. Do join us on Cricbuzz Combox or Cricbuzz Live, whichever is earlier. Bye for now.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें